In this video, we will learn what are pie charts and how to draw pie charts. A pie chart is useful when you want to show relative proportions or contributions to a whole. A pie chart can use only one data series. Pie charts are most effective with a small number of data points. For example, you must have seen such kind of pie chart showing the votes or seats won by different political parties during elections. Generally, a pie chart should not use more than 5 or 6 data points, that is, slices. A pie chart with too many data points can be very difficult to interpret. In this simple example here, I have the units sold of different products in this table, and I'm creating a pie chart showing the contribution of each of these products to the total. So you can see the largest contribution is this orange slice, which represents pants, which has a value of 1082. It is very difficult to read this pie chart because it has missing data labels. I do not know what is the contribution of each individual product to the total. So I would like to add the data labels. But before that, let me tell you how to create this chart first. I'll delete this, select the table, go to insert, recommended charts, and you can see that Excel is itself recommending this pie chart. If you do not find the pie chart option in the recommended charts option, you can always go to this symbol which is representing pie charts, and you can select a pie chart there. So I have this pie chart. I want to add data labels. I'll click on this plus button and add data labels. So now you can see that it is by default coming at the center. You have the option of changing the position of these data labels. If you want it to come outside, you can select outside end, or if you want it as a data call out, you can use that. But these are still numerical values. If you would like to see the percentage contribution of each product, you can go to the data series formatting options, and instead of value here, you can put percentage. So you can see 48% of the total sales was contributed by pants product. If you want multiple data labels, like if you want category name and value and percentage, you can add all of those. All these three information will be shown separated by commas. If you want to highlight any particular product, so for example, I want to highlight that only 8% of my sales is contributed by shirts, you can select that particular slice by double clicking on it and dragging and dropping it somewhere else. So this is called exploding the pie chart. You can explode individual slices or more than one slices also. This draws attention of the viewers towards this particular contributor to the slice. Now let us go to the pie chart options and let us look what are the different types of pie charts we can draw. So the first one we have already drawn, which is a simple pie chart. The second one is a 3D pie. It is exactly similar to the previous one, just that it has a third dimension of giving the height to that pie, which is really useless. But still, to make it more visually appealing, you can probably choose a 3D pie chart. Then these next two options are pie of pie, and the second one is bar of pie. The pie of pie and bar of pie chart enables you to display a secondary chart that provides more detail for one of the pie slices. For example, if I have data like this, the fourth contributor, which was others, if it has 4 separate subcategories. If I create a single pie chart of all 7 of these, the pie chart will be very cluttered. And I also want to emphasize that the last 4 are not a separate product for us. We consider them as a single others product. It has just 4 subcategories to it. In that case, what I can do is I can plot a first pie chart which will have 4 products: shirts, pants, jeans and others. And this others pie will be exploded into another pie and it will have 4 other slices. So this secondary pie chart or the bar chart can clearly provide the additional breakdown of the others contributor. So how to draw this? Let me delete this one first. Now select this table and select the pie of pie chart. You can see that pie of pie chart is not in the recommended charts option. So I'll go to all charts, pie, and I'll select the pie of pie chart. You can see that instead of last 4 subcategories which were to be combined, it has added only last 3 categories. The others socks category is part of the main pie instead of being part of the secondary pie. To correct this, we will select the pie. We will go to the data format data series options. In this third option, since we want the last 4 subcategories to be part of the secondary pie, we can select this position option and tell it that the last 4 values in my table should belong to the secondary pie. You can see this is a chart that we actually wanted. There are other options of splitting this series also. For example, if you select value here, you can tell it below which value you want to transfer the slices from primary chart to secondary chart. So for example, if I put 4000 here, all the individual categories which have value less than 4000 will be part of secondary chart, and which have more than 4000 value will be part of the primary chart. So it is giving the same result. Similarly, there is a percentage value which you can give. Again, if I put 20%, it creates a chart. So probably nearly 15% will give me the right chart which I intend to draw. There it is. And the last option to draw here is custom, where I can select a particular pie, a particular slice of a pie chart, and tell it to go to primary plot or the secondary plot. Similar is the bar of pie chart. If I select this one and change the chart type to bar of pie chart, only that the secondary pie chart is now a bar chart, and the contribution of each subcategory is the height of this bar. So it is like a stacked bar column, and the height of each subcategory is telling you the contribution of each subcategory. Again, remember that a pie chart should have data labels. So we will select the data labels to be outside or best fit, whichever you prefer. If you want it to be percentages, you can always select those and change the label options to percentage. The last option in the pie charts is a donut chart. A donut chart is similar to a pie chart, but it has two differences. One is that it has a hole in the middle, and second is that it can display more than one series of data. In this example, I have two data series, one for the year 2018 and the other for year 2019. And I want to plot the contribution of my products to the total sales in these 2 years. How is the contribution changing for each product? So instead of creating two different pie charts, I have created a single donut chart. You can see that the inner circle is giving me the contribution of products of 2018 year, and the outer one is giving the contribution of 2019 year. And from this pie you can see that contribution of shirts has increased. For pants I'm not really sure because the baseline has moved, so I'm not really sure whether it has increased or not. Probably if I add data labels I'll be able to compare. Same goes with the other categories. So although this looks visually appealing, it is very difficult to compare the contribution of products using a donut chart, and instead of this a stacked column chart will be a much better choice. So let us see how to draw this one. We'll delete, select the table, go to insert, and you can see that by default Excel is telling you the column charts. Instead of this we are drawing a donut chart. So this is a donut chart. Okay, here's the donut chart. You can add data labels again by clicking this plus sign. So click on this. You have your data labels. You can position them, change the position of these data labels to make them more readable. However, since we already have a lot of categories, this chart is going to be cluttered and there is no way this will look good. In the formatting options, you can change the width of these rings. You can do that by right clicking any of these and opening the formatting options, and then you can reduce the donut hole size to make these rings thicker. You can also change these numbers to percentages by similarly going to the label options and changing values to percentages. So although this type of chart should be used very sparingly, we have covered the donut charts just so that you know how to draw one.